Hi Bosley. Marine Studies is a brand new course. It's a hands-on course that teaches you lots of worthwhile skills and practical knowledge to do with work, life and nature in marine environments.
Marine Studies is a content-endorsed course, so it's not an ATAR course and there is no HSC exam, but there will be yearly exams at the end of Year 11 and Year 12. Most of the other assessment tasks involve practical demonstration of skills, presentation, submission of fact sheets, and assignments including construction of model boats. What I think would appeal to most students is that this is a heavily student-centered and teacher-guided course, where students are encouraged to take ownership of their own learning and go as far as they like on each topic. Because each topic in the course is quite interesting on its own, I think students will excel in what they do.
Now let's get the boring bit out of the way first. So we spent the first term of Year 11 learning about marine safety and first aid, which is rather important anyway, because we do intend to do some stuff on the water, in real water. We'll learn about the marine environment, life in the sea, humans and water, which is all about survivability, and marine and maritime employment. Now things get interesting after the start of term 2.
From the start of term 2, year 11, to the end of year 12, it's all options, so there's a lot of scope for us to cover. And I think many of the topics we cover are quite interesting to a broad scope of people. The first topic we'll start off with is marine biology. We're going to learn about the life cycle and the anatomy and physiology of various marine creatures such as fish and cuttlefish and starfish and so on. And one of the course requirements will be to basically create a recipe and cook one of these types of seafood and present that to the class. We also get to do dissections, and then that leads on to the next part, which is all about raising your own marine aquarium. We have raised water plants, fish and yabbies in our fish tanks, and we'll continue doing that in the future, and we'll try and raise some other animals like starfish and so on. We also learn about dangerous Australian marine organisms and how to avoid the dangers, what to do in case of being bitten or being stung, and how to save lives. Now, learning about fisheries is part of our course if we choose to do so, and there's no reason why we can't go out on, say, a weekend, do some fishing. I know that in the past students have been very keen about doing that, so that's very possible. We will learn how to tie knots, and how to tie knots for the right purpose, and also how to splice cable together. Now we can't go boat handling without knowing about ropes and pulleys, so we'll learn about pulleys and how to lift things and cart things about using pulleys. And you get to be creative by building your own boats, and it's only your imagination which is your limit to just what you build. Anything from model size up to life size, as you will see in the next few pictures. Now, it's not just about building boats, but it's also about learning about the science of building boats and engineering of these boats. So you learn about hydrodynamics, about how a boat moves in water. You learn about stability and buoyancy, and you learn about speed and maneuverability, and all the parts involved to make it do its job. So if you want to get really technical with this, you can go as far as building your own remote control boat, and that means you'll power it and also provide steering. Now you can be really bold and build a full-size boat like I have, and eventually take that out on the water. However, you will have to build that in your own time and your own place. And we can do experiments to test the performance of our watercraft and also race them too. Learning how to use watercraft is part of the course, so that includes sailboats and motorboats. We'll have the opportunity on weekends to do that. We can't do that during weekdays because it will interrupt other classes. So for those of you who are willing to come to Botany Bay or other city watercourses, we'll have the opportunity to use boats and learn those practical skills while we do it. The course also needs us to learn about navigation and rules on the water. so that watercraft can navigate safely. And there's geography in our course too, in the form of oceanography. We get to learn about marine archeology, estuarine, bathymetry, coral reefs, and coastal engineering.